we're just firing back because people are very passionate and are upset about the potential of the election.
Are you going to leave at 6 p.m. with the curfew?
Yes, we am.
Okay. Thank you much for your time.
Thank you.
So, yeah, you've heard from some of the supporters that came out to be here. They seem to think that things aren't going as bad as some people seem to believe. And if you look, once again, over here, we see also people spray painting in certain areas, some signs there. But this was supposed to be the setup for the inauguration. We've seen lawn chairs that were actually in plastics.
It's crazy, ain't it?
To the side, but instead,
Trump got his own army. They're busting there. Bust straight in there and take care of business.
Let's go to ABC7's Lindsay Mastis. She's at the alert desk right now. Lindsay, you've been following
Trump ain't trying to get out the White House. Tell you, man.
I want to start with some information that we got into our newsroom about just how many National Guard members are being deployed to help. This information is coming from the Pentagon, being reported from
You got Guards members, yo. Guards members.
1,100 DC
come down to help.
Being mobilized right now to help support law enforcement. I also wanted to share with you this video. This is from inside the House, and this was the moment that protesters were trying to get in. Now, I listened to this video, and at one point you hear them saying someone's trying, they're trying to break the glass, get down, and you can see that happening. Now, this is in an area here where generally you're not even allowed to take video unless it's those C-SPAN cameras. So as you can imagine, because of what's going on in the Pentagon, because of what's going on in the Capitol building right now, all rules are just out the window.
Look, they're scared for their life.
Some really incredible scenes, things that I don't think we had expected to see in our lifetimes, but we know that things like this has happened in the past. The Capitol has burned before, the White House has burned before. We've actually seen things like this just throughout history, just not in our lifetime. So it's a very scary situation for the people inside, and you can even hear in their voices that they were trying to come to terms with what was happening. I do want to bring up some other images that we have been able to see, and these are some of these images also from inside, from other journalists that are there. So I wanted to share these with you. Again, just really impactful images, including seeing protesters inside some of the offices. So this is what we're seeing right now. I'm going to continue to monitor social media and also look at all of these alerts that are coming into our newsroom and keeping you up to date both on air and online. Allison?
You think about
all this shit was done on purpose.
Any kind of security, magnetometers, they didn't have appointments like you usually have to have. So much went out the window today. So we talked about this message from the president. President Trump put out a video message just about an hour ago. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Check this out from the president.
I know your pain. I know you're hurt. We had an election that was stolen from us. It was a landslide election. And everyone knows it, especially the other side. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened, where they could take it away from all of us, from me, from you, from our country. This was a fraudulent election. But we can't play into the hands of these people. We have to have peace. So go home. We love you. You're very special. You've seen what happens. You see the way others are treated that are so bad and so evil. I know how you feel.
So bad and so evil.
But go home and go home in peace.
This guy, man. This guy's a joke.
To try and restore order and get people to leave the Capitol.
Like, for real.
A lot of people were texting or tweeting.
You telling them to leave, and you ain't trying to leave the White House.
They were okay. In fact, in our 4 o'clock hour, we heard from Senator Chris Van Hollen.
Know what I'm saying?
We asked him who he blames for what's happening today, and he places it squarely on the president's shoulders.
Oh, I think there's no doubt that, Donald Trump is responsible.
Definitely. He responsible for all this dumbass shit. Come on, yo. When niggas do this shit. Bing got shot. Anybody go close to that White House, any African American or any black person go around the White House get shot. You seen these niggas, boys, they went in there with guns and bulletproofs and helmets, my nigga.
The behavior that we are witnessing is shameful, unpatriotic, and above all, it is unlawful. Anyone who has engaged in these activities, continues to engage in these activities, will be held accountable. There will be law and order, and this behavior will not be tolerated.
That was the mayor talking about a curfew that's going into effect in less than a half hour, about a half hour now.
They got curfew, like they didn't cost the curfew out here.
Risk being arrested. They want to restore order at the Capitol. I can tell you that when it initially started with Capitol Police being overrun and President Trump supporters making their way into the Capitol, not from just one angle, but they were going in from a number of different ways into the Capitol, and then began
man, they raid them motherfuckers.
And their chants and their signs.
They went in there trying to get the computer, trying to get to the computer so they can change the votes. Man, come on, yo. That's what they're trying to do. So they can change the votes and let Trump win. That's what they're trying to do. It was trying to get everybody out of there. That shit ain't work. They was trying to get everybody out of there. That was the plan. So they can get to the computer. They already had a computer man. They had a geek. They had a computer man. They had a gun man. They had a security man. Man, they gang, my nigga. That's the whole team. They wasn't up there ready. It's real.
And you have to have a purpose for going in the Capitol. These people made their way in without
Trump ain't trying to get out the White House. Telling you, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be a problem. They're still denying it. They're still saying, no, I'm not leaving.
Now has to be cleaned as well, because a lot of the folks we saw going in today were not wearing masks at all. So these are all the steps that now to be taken, and what's going to be reviewed and talked about in the days and weeks ahead is how could this have happened when you knew that thousands of protesters were coming here to D.C. They weren't going to visit the museums. They were here because they were angry about the election.
Exactly.
These are all things that will be discussed in the days and weeks ahead as we continue to look at live pictures of both some of the protesters that are making their way a little bit away from the Capitol while reinforcements are making their way in.
How did they get that close? That's what I want to know. We could have never got that close. Never. Never got that close. They would have sprayed us like roaches.
But I want to get out of the way here so you can see just how much territory Capitol Police and MPD have gained back here.
Look at how many people out there right now.
You can see they now have those scaffoldings.
Look at how many people out there right now. Sickening. Crazy. That's crazy.
Maybe even the one in the middle, although actually I think a couple of President Trump's supporters of the one in the middle. There's just two up there now. Obviously, all three were filled with people earlier. So
they said the National Guard out there. Yeah, they got the National Guard out.
They put a lot of pepper
They
spray
got Baltimore police out there too.
really trying to gas him out. That appeared to work, along with President Trump's message to leave peacefully. This crowd is much, much thinner than it was early this afternoon when there were a lot of people out here in front of the Capitol.
They're gone. They was there to take care of business. Y'all coming all late. They was in there to go in there, bust in there real quick, get the paperwork, and get out of there. Y'all coming all late and shit. That was the way to do it. It's like robbing the bank.
With our sister station WJLA, also who
like robbing the bank.
Correspondent workforce anchoring this extraordinary day in Washington, D.C. This again, a live look at those protests taking place in D.C., where protesters have been. They are starting to clear out now. What you also saw in in Tim Barber's live shot, Mary, there is a lot more of a police presence. In fact, they are donned completely, a number of them, in body armor. So they are very much prepared, it seems.
Look at you in there.
Because a lot of these officers we just saw are now wearing full body armor. Some of them obviously were stationed around the perimeter of the Capitol up on the steps, but these officers are walking the streets. And as you mentioned, in about
he's sitting on the chair, my nigga, on the desk.
Curfew goes into effect. from 6 p.m. until 6 a.m. in the morning.
That's right. Our coverage
That
continues.
they went and got
right
in there
after
and got
this.
what they needed. Look what it got on.
Okay, you said it. That as I
Come
smack
on,
it, I'll
guys.
tell them how Liberty Mutual customizes
Pay attention.
products, so they only
Just
pay
keep
for what
paying
they
attention,
need. Got
guys.
it?
Don't let that happen. Don't let that happen, man. Pay attention. Stay safe out there. Stay out the way. Follow the curfew. Subscribe. Hit the button, please. Hit the button and subscribe. You know, just want more videos like this. Thank you. I'm just starting, I'm just starting. Just a new YouTube page. I'm just starting. Please, just subscribe. Help me out. Thank you.